welcome to the Aquarian Mind Podcast. Today's podcast episode number 244. I'm your host, Jamel Crothers. You guys know what day it is. It's Mondays with Mello. Today I'm talking about never being satisfied. And there's a lot to kind of delve into in regards to that. And this is going to be a good one today. I promise you that. So, sometimes I don't know if this podcast really should be on my list of things to talk about, but I don't know if ever being satisfied is a gift or a curse for me. And maybe it's due to having to prove so much to myself and to God. It's not about anyone or anything else anymore. It used to be, proving people wrong in the beginning of this whole process, but now I don't really focus on that. And maybe it's this innate drive within me to be great and be thanked for writing the content that I do. Nothing more, nothing less. That's all I need. To be happy with what I'm doing and knowing that I'm changing the world through my stories. Now, can I do more? For sure. Shouldn't I be doing more? I think so, but for now, I'll embrace the journey that I'm currently on. And I'm not saying to get caught up in the mindset that I have. I know that being an athlete contributes to why I'm never satisfied. I'm competitive on the basketball court, in a pool hall, or at a bowling alley. It's bad on the basketball court, though. Been playing the game since I was 8 years old, so those who know, they know. And there's a good chance that as I get older and I move toward other projects, I'll start to feel satisfied with all that I've written. But there are some book series that have left an impact on me and my heart because of the amount of time I put into writing them. Especially the book series that, doesn't directly affect me, which is the Woman's Worth series. And for me to learn so much about, social issues that affect women, postpartum depression and a woman's mental health. Because a woman's mental health and a man's mental health, they're two totally different things. Now, is mental health important in this world, in what we're dealing with right now, what we're managing through within the past, I would say, 20 plus years? Yeah, it's fair to say that. So, Woman's Worth was huge for me. And a 6-book series is not going to suffice, honestly. Like, I could have honestly wrote a 12-book series if I wanted to go down that road. But I, made a conscious decision to split the year of 2022 into 6 books for A Woman's Worth, 6 books for A Man's Plight. And it was beneficial for me. I know that down the road, I'll, be able to write more stuff on women's, social issues. But anyway, now I know there's so much more to be done. And there's so much more content to create. And I think that's the reason at this moment in time that I'm just never satisfied, because I always feel I can do more. And I can give more, contribute more, and discuss more. Because that's my continuous goal. And, hopefully one day I'll be satisfied. I hope that I get myself to a place where I feel fulfilled in all of the content that I've written, created, recorded, all of that. And it's not easy for me to celebrate my accomplishments. I do have a podcast on that. I think that was early on in my journey. I, broke down, why I don't celebrate my accomplishments. People make a bigger deal out of what I'm doing than what I'm doing currently. And I think that if I am to always stay in an even state, an even kill, like not getting too high, not getting too low. That helps me in a lot of ways. And I know people who are just never satisfied. I have, a good friend, and he has an amazing sports podcast, and he has guests on his show, and he's always trying to be innovative and creative, and always, having topics of discussion. And, he has, a really solid show, and it's continually growing, and he's passing the gems, to other people. And, what he's doing is going to change the landscape of podcasting, sports, social issues, things that are important to him. And he's never satisfied. So I look at him sometimes and I go, yeah, he reminds me of myself. We're always bouncing ideas off of each other, even though he has, a sports podcast and I have a podcast on, my life, my journey as an author, things I go through, my mental health. It's good. Podcasting is always a consistent growth process. And that's why I'm never satisfied with my podcast. I'm on episode 244 right now. Could I honestly take a break and not do it for a couple of months? Yeah, I could, but it's not going to do anything for me. It's not going to be beneficial to me. Because for me, I'm trying to continually grow my podcast and make sure that everyone gets to understand, this process, this journey. And I don't share every single aspect. Some things I like to keep for me. I like to keep for the memories like 20 years from now. But I'm thankful that I'm able to, share my journey. And I'm quite sure a lot of you guys are never satisfied with what you guys are doing as far as your love or your passion or what you are doing with your life. So I want you guys to know that it's okay to never be satisfied sometimes. But then sometimes it's good to sit back and reflect and go, wow, I did do a lot. And yeah, I have accomplished a lot. And it's cool. It's a nice feeling to know that, you're appreciated for the little things that you do and even the bigger things. I am trying to immerse myself in my community a little bit more, where I'm living on the West Coast now. I feel like there will be more opportunities for me to, be a mentor, help people start their podcasts, help people publish their books, things of that nature. And, that to me is even more fulfilling than writing and publishing a book a lot of times. So I want you guys to know that one day I probably will be fulfilled with all that I've done. But for now, I am pushing myself to be the best version of me outside of this creative content realm and also in the creative content realm of life. Because not only am I, creating content and writing books and publishing books, I have this podcast that I'm doing. I'm writing blogs, and I'm creating content on social media that is really going to change the landscape and the space of how people create content as far as authors go. I see a lot of the same content with a lot of authors. It's not as creative and innovative. And I want to get it to a place where, a lot of self-published authors like me and thousands of others will get followed more on social media for the content they're creating, the behind the scenes stuff that we're dealing with and going through to create the books for people to read, and be able to do that. A lot of authors are, sharing, certain stuff about, their personal life and things like that. And they're sharing their family pictures and all that stuff. And it's just like, that's great. That's cool. But I want to create a space for, people in the writing space to be able to share the deeper behind the scenes stuff when we aren't pressing record. So that's what I got for you guys today. The grind continues. The work needs to be written, recorded, and all of that stuff. And it's not for me. It's for everyone in this moment now, but it's also for the 10-year-old kid that in maybe 8 to 10 years will see my content and know that they can do what I'm doing. So you guys have a very good day, a good week. Don't forget to subscribe to my podcast. I'm everywhere, every major platform you can think of. So I'm not going to give you the rundown again. I also have my website, theaquarianmindpodcast.com. You guys can listen to my podcast on there. You guys know that I'm always publishing Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So you can go to my website, bookmark it, and know that an episode is going to be there at least by mid-afternoon, wherever you're living on a regular basis. So have a good week, everyone. Be good and go accomplish your goals.